Hello everybody, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and on today's video, the evidence of your desire was always you. Seeing the impossible and knowing that what you are seeing is absolutely already possible. Now, going through a question somebody asked me in the comment section. It's quite a nice question and I expanded it more for this video. But starting here with affirmations, because I just had this insight on affirmations that I wanted to share. A lot of the time we say things and we hear this voice in our head. It's our voice. It's another version of ourselves that's just experiencing itself as doubt in the moment, right? Where you say an affirmation and you're trying to make something happen with the affirmation, or you're wondering what's supposed to happen with you saying the affirmation. Nothing. Nothing's supposed to happen with you saying an affirmation. The affirmation is the evidence in and of itself if you choose to see it that way. See, I am. That's an affirmation, right? I am. Why is it an affirmation? It doesn't make something happen. It's coming from the recognition that I am pure awareness of being. Pure being awareness, or however you want to say it, right? Doesn't really matter. I am is not describing something about me. I am is me as the descriptor, as the source of the description, as the beingness of everything. That's what it means, right? I am is the awareness knowing itself as all that is now. And that's why I'm saying the affirmation. I'm reinforcing my own knowing of myself. I am. I'm reminding myself who I am. I am saying what my reality expression is, knowing myself as I am. That's what I am means. It's not saying, oh, I hope I am at some point, right? There's no separation between the one saying it and what is being known. It's a one-to-one experience of now. You see, it is only I am aware as I am. And if you were to think about it like this, where there's these boxes of frames, and you knowing yourself is immediate in each of those boxes. But you can't experience those three boxes within the box, within the frame, at the same time. You can only know that those frames exist at the same time. And when your immediate existence, your immediate perspective of existence is in that frame, you will experience it as now. Because you are already experiencing it as now. That's why when you go to your desired end, when you imagine what you desire, right? And you experience it as if it were happening now. You are experiencing it because it is happening now, and that is the experiencing of it. That is the reality of it. And just like in this moment of now, where you are experiencing your physically present, ongoing, ever-changing experience, that same moment of now that you are feeling, this feeling of now, it's the same feeling of now that you think you had in the past, right? It's the same one when you were present in that physically focused now, whenever that was, you are feeling just like this now moment here. And in the next 5 minutes, over that 5 minutes, you will continuously only ever experience the moment of now just like that over and over and over again. That's how quickly reality is changing. Continuously over, and you only ever experience it as now. So the more you are aware of now as being now, the more you are seeing yourself as all of the now that ever could be. So when you go to your desired end, when you light that up and you experience it, no, this is now. Because you say it is now. It is now, not just because you say it, but it's your now because you say it. It's always ever only now. So an affirmation is about the assumed state spoken as being. It's not something that you hope. It's what is actually happening now. It's not asking for something to happen. I am wealthy in hopes that one day I'll be that future frame where I am wealthy. No, this is the now moment. I am the identity who experiences the experiencing of it. And I am the experiencing of it itself. I am everything about it. I am the wealth itself. I am everything about it. Because there's nothing else in existence. Affirmation is speaking from the state as already true. The words are not trying to create reality. The words are the expression of the state I am already occupying. And if you, again, look at the screen, right? And I like this example because it's immediate. If you look at the screen, you see me. You see the TV, you see the wall, you see the cupboard. I think it's made out of wood. You see the plug point if you can. You see the digital imprint of the page. You see the text. You see the different colors. None of that is made out of anything else than lights on the screen. Yeah, sure, if you want to go a little bit deeper, it's made out of electrons shooting at the screen, all of that stuff. But ultimately, the screen is one thing, giving you depth, giving you time, giving you the expression of what's being expressed, giving you the knowing of the idea, giving you the story, giving you the experience, and you are experiencing it all on the same place. Just like your three-dimensional reality is everything experienced on the same screen. It's just God's screen is a lot more complicated than our little three-dimensional screen within God's screen, but it's still part of God's screen. And you are that God, and this is your screen. Now, knowing is completion in awareness, because you couldn't know something that was incomplete. So even if you were to know something that was incomplete, it's perfectly that. But it doesn't mean it stays like that. It's just that's one image of it. Knowing is not belief, or it's or hoping, or waiting. If you're knowing yourself as waiting, that's about it. If you're knowing yourself as hoping, that's it. If you're knowing as believing or not believing, that's it. But if you're knowing that you're always knowing, then your knowing becomes infinite, because knowing is infinite. Why it can't stop. It's not a thing. Knowing isn't a thing. That's why it can't stop. Knowing is continuous knowing in and of itself. Even the word knowing is referring to something just knowing itself over and over again. Because knowing exists within knowing. It's self-referential. Knowing is the completion already present in awareness. It's a knowing itself as the completion. If infinity is infinite, but it can't know itself unless it does. There is no distance between me and what is known. You are that infinity knowing itself. Your specific universe literally couldn't exist without you. Right? It is already so within I am as a knowing itself. And you feel this, right? You feel this thing where it's like, oh, if I go here, if I go there. If I go there, maybe it's better. If I go there, maybe it's not. If I go there, maybe my desired end is there. Maybe if I go there, I'll meet my specific person, or I'll win this lottery, or I'll get that job if I apply for it, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Reality does not get created in your experience from where you are not. So if you think going this way was better, because you went this way and it didn't happen, and if you went there, that would have happened. That happening is there now. That happening is still within you. The outcomes of that happening is all within you. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't not get created. But you are creating an illusionary whole that you are believing that you didn't fill by not going or doing something. But you're going somewhere and doing something doesn't create reality. Your awareness of who you are creates reality. So you can't actually get it wrong. You can't actually take a right direction. The only direction is to go to your end. So assumption equals reality already being lived. What I assume is what is real in my experience now in being. What exists for me right now. How I choose to define myself and the definition of that experience for my life. For my life right now, for my life physically unfolding here and now. It's not influencing over something external. There's no external here. There's only this now. And the next moment of now I'm thinking of, I don't get to. I'm only ever here and now. So it's thinking about the future is not the same thing as embodying another moment. It's almost as if there's three separate things, but they're one thing because they're only ever happening in now, right? So right now you are experiencing your physical now. And then you can think of another moment that's in the future or in the past, and that's you being now, creating another now with distance between you and it that you don't get to, but you're only ever experiencing this. And then there's another experience, which is now of what else exists now. And you are affirming that that is who you are, that this already exists, that this is your existence, that this is who you choose to be, that this is what I am. I am spoken is that unified infinite self-awareness. When you say I am, it's not a singular isolated voice, right? It's not your little voice in the cosmos. It is all versions of everything, everywhere, all at once, speaking as one awareness now, saying I am, knowing itself as that I am, your entire reality, your entire parallel, superimposed versions of yourself, knowing itself as I am awareness. So your voice is actually the entirety of reality saying I am. Every version of you right now, in every version of life that you could be living, is saying I am with you right now. It has to be. There's only ever I am expressing itself. So every little version of yourself, right? Every version of life that you could be living, every version of yourself that is living anywhere or doing anything or whatever it is, all of them right now, in this moment of now, in the exact moment, are also saying I am with you, because they're all you. So when you say I am, everything is saying I am, because that's what you're becoming aware of. Everything as I am, knowing itself as I am. Because those words are not separate from reality. Those words are the expression of what is already true in your being. You don't need to speak, and you can't speak I am or any affirmation to make something real. It's implying that it is not real. And you cannot and you do not have the power to make something that is not real, real. As in, you do not have the power to make something non-exist, that is non-existing, existing, basically. Why? Why don't you have the power to make something non-existing, existing? Because you can't contemplate anything that doesn't exist. So non-existence itself doesn't exist. You're trying to make something that you cannot contemplate, contemplatable, but there's no idea there. It's an empty box that you are creating, wondering why you can't create what you think should be in there to come into reality. But there's nothing. There's nothingness there. Void. It's a hole you create to try and make something real out of it. But the whole is the real thing. The experience of non-existence is the real thing, while non-existence itself is not. It's only an idea. So everything exists. So you can't make non-existence exist because everything already exists. Now, living from the end, from the assumed state, affirmations are not used to arrive somewhere else. You don't use an affirmation to go to your end to be in that person. You're saying this is already who I am, because it's superimposed with me right now. This entire reality is superimposed with me here in my own awareness right now. It's a natural expression of already being the state. I am not becoming it, I'm speaking it as it now. The state is lived as identity in this now as awareness. So the evidence of desire was always you. And that's where the question that actually popped into my awareness, into our awareness, came, right, in the YouTube comments. The past is always changing because it's infinite. Now, not because it's infinite. The past is always changing as an expression because you are infinite. You are always experiencing a different version of it because you're always moving. It's not changing because it's infinite. You are infinite experiencing yourself, and because you are experiencing yourself, you're always giving yourself a new idea for that frame. Because you don't have a past. Because you don't actually have a past, right? You need to give your physical self context for its existence here. But this frame perpetually exists on its own. It just exists on its own, and there's a new past that is associated with it that also has individualized frames that exist on their own, but it's just for context. It's not changing because you are infinite. It's changing because it's giving yourself time-space context for your existence here. That's it. It's not doing anything else. It's just context. You have to have some sort of memory associated with this moment in order for this moment to make sense to you. Otherwise, you'll just exist without a referential point. And it wouldn't make sense to you in a three-dimensional sense. Now, if everything is infinite, is it not possible for the same idea, the same concept or circumstance to remain exactly as it is in the eternal now? That idea is actually staying. exactly the same as it is in this eternal now, but you are not going back to it. You are experiencing another version of it. So the one that you experienced stays where it is. The same idea might be ongoing, and you will experience another version of that exact same set of frames. See, you only have experiencing sets of frames. Frames that are now associated with how you define yourself, the affirmations, right? The affirmations are how you are defining yourself. They already exist. And you define yourself again and again and again and again, so you're experiencing frames that are associated with it again and again and again and again, but because you're always changing automatically, you can't experience the same one because you are different. So you'll experience another version of what you think looks similar enough to that to call it the same, but it's not. You see, the idea is subtly pointing to reality is doing something, so can't I do this also? You're saying, can't I do, or can't reality do the same thing over and over again? Reality is not doing anything. Reality just exists, and you are experiencing a version of it. Reality, if you look at it like this, imagine a giant painting, and you have a magnifying glass over one spot. You aren't still, as awareness, on that one spot. You're basically moving down the painting, kind of, right? You're moving down the painting and you are seeing the same image painted again and again and again and again and again and again and again, because the painting is infinite. So it has an image that is drawn so similar that your physical focused mind already exists in a way that it believes it is the same as it was before. So your physical focused mind believes it was the same. You as a knowing know it can't be, because I'm in a new moment of now, so it can't be the same. That's how you know consciousness contains your three-dimensionally physically focused mind, because your three-dimensionally physically focused mind is believing what it is experiencing right here and right now. So while your 3D physically focused mind believes that everything looks the same, your consciousness, you know it can't be, because you are in a new moment of now. So while you are going down the painting, looking at the same image that was drawn over and over and over again, you know it can't be the same image, because it's literally not in the same place. It's not in the same place of now, even if they all exist now, here and now, right? Because it's going down the same place and it's not in the same place, you know it's different, because you are in a new moment of now. It has to be different. Because you contain all of that. Again, you contain all of those individualized expressions of identities. Those identities have scripts that are associated with them. Every script has scenes that are associated with them. If you are choosing to be an accountant or whatever, it's one of those identities. An identity that experiences himself, herself, as an accountant. Just because you're being a doctor now, choosing to see yourself as a doctor, doesn't mean you don't ever think about being an accountant, but that's not your identity. You don't see those scripts playing out in your three-dimensionally physically focused mind. In your physically focused experiences, you may see something similar. You may see something that feels like that, but ultimately you are not that. But why can you? Because they're all superimposed here and now anyway. So even your contemplation of it is just you collapsing time and space in that moment, experiencing yourself as more than what you currently are experiencing yourself as. Infinity is not static. While the images are static, right, it just contains the idea of static itself. Remember, you are infinity. You are infinity first. Any idea you can contemplate is nothing more than a set of frames as that idea. Infinity is nothing more than a set of frames as the idea. You can think about it like Vadim Zeland's film archive thing, right? Where infinity is static. It's just a movie where the frames are being the same thing. It's a 2-hour movie of the exact same frame shown to you over and over and over again, but because it's literally in a different place, a different part of the selection, it's a different frame. because it's a different experience of another frame that looks similar to another one, but it's a different experience altogether. That's what it is. Static is another movie where it just looks the same over and over and over again, because the infinity archive contains the idea of static. But the archive itself is infinite because you can experience anything. You are the archive experiencing yourself as that anything. You are always awareness, continuously becoming aware of yourself as yourself. Every moment is you knowing more of what you are, even though nothing is actually being added, removed, or edited. Because in the film archive, they're all there. You can't take out one, you can't remove one, you can't even edit one. Because the edited version of a movie is another movie on itself that you just use as a reference point to become aware of another one that you call edited, which is similar to another one, but in your experiencing of this archive, it's edited to be that. But it always existed as that edited version. You're just calling it edited because you became aware of the other one first. They're just aware of it. You're just aware of it now. Anything edited is a story you create here and now because you became aware of the other one in time space first, in a time space unfolding first, but it both existed right now. Even if it appears to be the same idea, it's never the same experience, because anything that is 99.99% similar means it's 100% different than something else. Because if it's not the same, it's not the same. Because you are always brand new. See, humanity is the only thing that says, oh, 99.99% is similar enough that my reality isn't changing. It's not. That even the dust in your room is different. No thing changes, right? No thing changes. No movie in the archive changes. No thing stays the same because you are experiencing it different. So even the idea of the film archive that you have is always expanding to what was already there. You see, you are not staying the same because you are experiencing more of yourself, but the things that you are experiencing are always there. So there is no thing. There is no set expression of your film archive in the way you're thinking about it. Because even that is a film in the archive of you knowing yourself. You see, the reality has an expression of itself. That expression is always expanding. Love, rejection, wealth, they exist, they are not changing. Those ideas. But what changes is what you are aware of as yourself with those ideas. You may eat dinner in the same place, in the same way, but it's never the same moment. So it's never the same way, so it's never the same dinner. It's never the same moment, it's never the same expression. It's always complete within itself, and anything that appears similar is still entirely new because it is a new knowing. You have never experienced the same thing twice. You have experienced the same idea twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, but it's always new, it's always now, it's always the first time. It's always now. Reality does not repeat, it expresses what you are thinking of yourself right now. The past does not influence the future. You are creating it backwards from this moment of now. So if you did something 1, 2, 3, 4 times, the 5th time is the first time, and you are creating the illusion of 4 times behind it. Because it's a different version of those 4 times that you are experiencing behind you. Well, in that past feeling, right? It's always now. Even the word concept is just a word. What it refers to is always defined by you, and that definition is always new because you are the only constant in knowing. If you see The Matrix, I think it's the second one. The second one where he's in the train station. It might be the third one. I'm not entirely sure. But he's talking to the program with the Indian guy who's a programmer and his wife and his daughter. And Neo, they start talking about love, and he says you can feel love, and then the program says, yeah, love is just a word. It refers to something. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about the thing that I'm referring to. I'm talking about that feeling, and love is the only way we can convey what we are feeling to be as a reference point for each other. Concept is just a word. Love, in the way we think about it, is just a word. Rejection is just a word in the way we think about it. Wealth is just a word in the way we think about it. With the way you think about those things come from the way you see yourself. Love is everything existing. Rejection is you rejecting a part of yourself. Why? Because if you are accepting the appearances of rejection, you are being love, allowing all of yourself to appear, which is you experiencing rejection, knowing that it's only an appearance. It doesn't change the I am chosen version of reality either, because I'm all of it. Wealth, being poor, they reflections of each other. They're just appearances. You get to choose what you are appearing and lighting up as yourself. So the 3D present moment, right? You're on the phone, remembering making a phone call. And in the next 3D moment, you're talking to your friend, remembering calling them. But they're all different. See, as you're moving along this infinity of yourself, the past is rearranging itself in a way that makes sense to this now moment. It's a different past. Each time that 3D future you think is your now 3D past, it's a different version of it. Just like how there's two images there representing a 3D future and a 3D past, even if it looks the same, they are different. So when you imagining your three-dimensional reality that your reality that you prefer in your three-dimensional experience, you are actually experiencing the expression of an affirmation. See, the 3D present moment is presented in a way where you are experiencing what you are imagining yourself to be here and now. You're collapsing this moment of all of it existing in this moment, where you imagining is the collapsing of you as imagination itself, bringing those two ideas into one. So your process of imagining or assuming or writing it or scripting it or affirming it or listening to a subliminal or whatever the hell it is, right? That moment where you are physically focused and are also focused and giving your attention to a version of yourself you would like to be, your actual physical expression is the evidence of collapsing space and time, of you being what you desire to be. You just experience it via some process. The process isn't creating that. The process is the evidence of you being it, and you're using the process to see yourself as that evidence. So why does it feel like you're choosing what to be aware of if awareness is everything? Because that feeling is also awareness. The sense of becoming aware, choosing and focusing and deciding, those all have expressions in your 3D world, right? You have an expression where you remember, oh, I became aware of a desire that I like. And then I became aware of myself, I wanted to make a choice. I'm here physically choosing how to do it. Like I'm just embodying my choice. And then I'm focusing on my desired reality. And there's still a 3D expression going on as I'm still experiencing my desired reality right here. But it's all happening right here and right now. It's collapsing in and of itself. I'm literally experiencing myself being who I desire to be. And this is expressing in my experiencing right now. My decision to be it is being expressed right now. It's collapsing in this one moment. I'm not doing anything into my own awareness. It's awareness expressing itself completely here in my three-dimensional expression, simultaneously in my non-physical expression of it, simultaneously as one unified moment. So becoming aware of a desire, infinity has all of these expressions. The infinity has the expression, the 3D physical expression of you becoming aware of a desire, of you choosing it, of you resting in it, of you experiencing it, of you remembering it, of you expanding it. Those are all expressible in a 3D moment because they are also they are the expression of you collapsing time and space, of you being who you desire to be here in this now moment, and in the now moment where you are experiencing it all as one moment here. They are not steps you create, they are states that are already existing, and you move through them by being aware of them. So your awareness is simultaneously just moving through itself. No past, no future, just everything expressed from this present moment. And as that present moment changes, the now moment changes. You have a new past and a new future, a new 3D past image and a new 3D future image. And you are that source that has all of them, every single one of them, all existing within you. Because you have all those frames within you, and every frame is connected to every other frame. Even if you are experiencing a selection of frames that are associated with your identity, you aren't actually stuck in any of them. Because you are all of them, and you can shift to any one at any time in that direction by being the end of it, because that's the identity. And you're always unfolding that. So evidence was never the past, right? The past is not evidence because the past only exists as an idea now, and it is a new idea now. And the moment you question it, can that ever happen again? You reveal that the evidence was never stable evidence in the first place. Otherwise, how could you even come up with that? Things you like in the past must be evidence then, if they happened one time. But then you start questioning that. You start questioning, can this amazing thing happen again? I know this crappy thing can happen again. That can happen very easily. So we tend to use the past when it suits us for evidence for things that we don't like. Because it's just, for whatever reason, our three-dimensional mind is capable of believing unwanted more than wanted. But that's just a story again, right? It's just current awareness appearing as memory. It's all memory. The only evidence you ever have is something is your knowing. You can be aware of something. That is the only evidence that you could ever have, and it's the only one that you've ever had. You cannot be aware of what you are not being. You cannot experience what you are not being. So what are you being? What's your choice? Who do you choose to be? No feeling, no emotion, nothing. Who do you choose to be? I choose to be this which I desire to be. I assume that I am this already because I am the infinity. If I am infinity, and since I am infinity, I must already be being it. I am this. Your knowing of it is the proof. Not logically, but because your reality is not logical. There's no amount of logic here because our logic is so limited by what we can see. I like chess as a concept here for logic because you think that there's really no way to win this game, to play out this position, to do the same. And the computer, again, just as a reference here for our three-dimensional mind, not being able to be aware of a bird's eye view of all that can happen. A computer sees things that your human mind just can't. But you and that's how God is to your physically focused knowing. So just know that you only ever need to see the end of who you are. The game is played out in a way that you cannot contemplate. And no matter how smart or good you think you are at something, the thing that is designed to know itself in that way, to plan, a computer plays like 50 to 1,000 moves ahead of you, something ridiculous like that, and they're always getting better. Now, God, your higher self, your subconscious mind, your higher self being, right? Your higher conscious, however you want to see that is you, that is the knowing and inventor and creator as you of all that is. It's moving pieces of your three-dimensional world in a way that you cannot conceive of. So stop trying to conceive it, knowing that it's already conceived by you going to the end. So desire is not something to get, it is something you are. So when you become aware of a desire, you're not discovering something outside of you. You are deciding what that awareness means for you. The images are neutral. They have to be. Everything is neutral. But they align with how you see yourself. So the only movement is I am not, or I am this, and more. The idea is not to force yourself to believe you physically lived it. Why would you bother trying to believe something anyway? It's just using it as more or less evidence for anything. It still implies separation. Instead, it is seeing that you are already it. You are already it. No trying to believe it, no trying to work it out, no trying to logically feel it, no trying to emotionally get to it. I am awareness. I am already this. This is who I choose to be. That's my choice, and I know that is my choice. There's no feeling associated with it or emotion associated with it that is referential of my decision. My decision is it. It is a life that has already been lived, not in time, but in being, and I'm seeing it. And I'm being it. There is no time. There is only what you are aware of now. And it is done because you are it. That's it. It's done. It is who you are now. You are already being it. You had to be it to even know it. You cannot know what you are not. You are reality. So whatever you are aware of yourself as being, that is what you are. Not becoming, not getting, not earning, being. The only move is this. Whatsoever I am aware of, I choose to be, I decide to be, I imagine myself being, and that means I am already that which I desire to be. Not because it will become real, but because it is already real. Because you say so. Because I am is first cause. It's the only cause. There's only one cause of anything. There's no secondary causes. So even saying first cause is pointless. It is just cause. And that is the only cause that has ever been. I am your host, Reese. This is Natural Reality with Reese. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the affirmation stuff as well. Much love and light. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for joining and sharing the channel. Thank you for the TikTok following. Thank you for the Facebook following. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and I will get to them when I do. Much love, much light, and I will see you all in the next one.